back on the foxes to have a look around the pheasant pens and the fields next to them, see if there's any kicking around. We've got gale force winds and rain's due to come in, so it's going to be a wild one. So join me and let's see how we get on. The rifle I'm using tonight is the Sako A7 in 243. I'm using the Hornaday 95 grain SST ammunition. I've got the Infiray RH50 thermal rifle scope, and the spotter is the Infiray UH50. It's about 9:30 at the moment, and I'm just having a scan around to see if there's anything about. There doesn't seem to be anything at the moment, but I'm here for quite a long time. Oh, and there we go. We have got one. The wind's that strong, I'm not even going to try and call it. It just won't hear it. So I'm just going to wait and see what it does. See if it comes in a bit closer. I'm wondering if that actually saw me pull up in the truck a little while ago and has been further down the field watching. Doesn't seem to want to come this way. That looks like it's disappeared. There's actually a dip in the ground just out in the middle of the field. It runs up sort of 3/4 of the way to the top of the field. I'm wondering if it's gone in there. It could be lying up just to keep out the wind. But we'll keep scanning and see if it shows up again. I'm sure it will. Well, it's just reappeared, so it looks like my suspicions were correct and it was actually lying up in the field. It's checking out one of the holes. I'm going to see if I can shout over the wind and try and stop it. Well, I've just shouted at the top of my voice. I couldn't have shouted any louder to try and get it to stop, so I could at least try and take a shot at it. But it's actually starting to go further up the bank, and it just can't hear me at all because of the wind. Because the wind's blowing so strong, I'm not going to try to take a shot out at that range, just in case I wound it. So I'll wait and see if it comes back round again. I'm 99% sure it will, because it seems to keep coming down towards the pen. There's a vole. It's just coming out onto the track now. It's amazing what these high-end thermals pick up. You just don't miss anything. It's really interesting at night with some of the things you actually see. If you ever get the chance and you don't actually have a thermal spotter, I'd strongly recommend going to your local gun dealer and having a look through some of them. A word of warning though, they are quite expensive. This is a badger you can see actually coming down the track. I was watching him. He first appeared right at the very top of the hill. He'd come off the fell and he's followed the track all the way down. I have a sneaky feeling he's probably heading for the pheasant pen. We'll keep watching him and see what happens. He's just feet away from the truck window now. And yeah, he's heading towards the pen. Oh, he's caught scent of me. Yeah, that's made him change his mind. He's heading back up again. It was a wasted journey for him. He's not a happy badger. Badgers can sharp motor when they need to. And this is the scent that draws them in. If you can see that in the trees and the bushes around the pheasant pen, that's the pheasants roosting. And after some time the fox has reappeared. It's come from the right hand side of me and it's coming along the bottom of the bank side. I'm actually sitting in the truck and I've got the rifle out the window, but what you can't see is there's actually a wooden fence right in line. Although my scope's looking at the fox, my barrel is actually pointing towards the fence, so I can't take a shot. So I'm going to watch and see what it does, and at the first opportunity I'm going to try and get out the truck without it seeing and put the rifle on the sticks and see if I can get a shot at it. You can see how strong the wind is. It's actually blowing the fox's tail to the side. For a time it disappeared again, and then I was looking down the track, which is directly in front as shown in this picture, and its head was just bobbing up out of this depression in the ground. I couldn't see its body at all, but just the top of its head just kept popping up and then dropping down again. It obviously knew something was wrong, whether it could get the scent of me or there was something that it didn't think was right. All of a sudden it appeared right next to the truck. It was actually looking at me through the window. It would have only have been about maybe 10 feet away. There was nothing I could do. I just had to stay put and see what it did. It carried on running up the bank, and while its back was turned to me, I thought this is the time to get out. So I jumped out and I put my rifle on the sticks and just waited there for a shot to present itself. And sure enough, it decided to stop and take a look. I walked up to retrieve it and it ended up being just over 150 yards out. Well, we got the vixen. I managed to get it picked up. She was really sly actually. She came down the bank side and she came maybe about 20 yards away from the truck, but she was in a hollow and I could only just see the tip of her head, and she kept lifting her head slightly to look and then dipping her head back down. Anyhow, she disappeared, and I was scanning around for ages, and I don't know how she did it, but she got right round to the side of the truck and was literally about 10 feet away from me, staring into the window. So I had to leave her to run a bit, and then as she ran up the bank, when she decided it wasn't safe, she stopped, and then I took the shot, and that's when I got her. That's me finished for the night. It's just gone 4 o'clock, so I've had enough. We've got one vixen. We had gale force winds and a little bit of rain, so it's all been fun tonight. Thanks very much for watching, and all that's left for me to say is take care, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.